In a small village nestled deep within the heart of Africa, lived a young girl named Amaka. She was the pride and joy of her parents, a bright and cheerful soul who brought laughter wherever she went. Amaka grew up in a loving family, surrounded by the warmth of her parents' affection and the close-knit community of their village. As she blossomed into a young woman, Amaka caught the eye of many suitors. Among them was a charming young man named Okechukwu, with whom she fell deeply in love. However, their love was forbidden by tradition and custom, as they hailed from rival families who had been feuding for generations. Despite the warnings and objections of their families, Amaka and Okechukwu continued their secret romance. Their passion knew no bounds, and soon Amaka found herself pregnant with Okechukwu's child. When her parents discovered the truth, they were filled with shame and anger. In their eyes, Amaka had brought dishonor upon their family by becoming pregnant out of wedlock. Heartbroken and distraught, Amaka was cast out of her home by her own parents. Alone and desperate, she sought out a solution to her predicament. Fueled by frustration and desperation, she turned to a local herbalist who promised to help her terminate the pregnancy. Trusting the herbalist's words, Amaka consumed the concoction, hoping it would rid her of the burden she carried. However, the herbalist's potion had unintended consequences. Instead of terminating the pregnancy, it led to complications affecting the baby's leg and hand. Amaka was devastated by the outcome, filled with guilt and remorse for what she had done. Despite the challenges, Amaka gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. However, overwhelmed by the burden of caring for a child she couldn't provide for, she made the painful decision to abandon her daughter at a woman's shop, hoping that someone else would give her a better life. But fate intervened once more. Amaka was caught in the act of abandoning her child, and her relatives were summoned to handle the situation. They took custody of the baby girl, determined to give her the care and love that Amaka couldn't provide. Years passed, and Amaka's life took a different turn. She met and married a wealthy man who already had 2 sons from a previous marriage. Despite her past, Amaka found happiness in her new family, and she bore 2 more children with her husband. However, the longing for her firstborn never left her heart. She yearned to reunite with her daughter and make amends for her past mistakes. With newfound determination, Amaka reached out to her relatives, pleading for the return of her daughter. To her shock and dismay, her relatives demanded a hefty sum of money as reimbursement for the years they had cared for the child. They insisted that Amaka pay them 5 million naira before they would even consider returning her daughter. Heartbroken yet again, Amaka agreed to their terms. She scraped together every penny she could and presented the money to her relatives, hoping to finally reclaim her daughter. But to her utter despair, they refused to honor their end of the bargain. Devastated and defeated, Amaka returned home to her husband, pouring out her heart and soul to him. Despite its initial anger and disappointment at her past secrets, her husband's love for her prevailed. He vowed to stand by her side and support her in any way he could. Together, they embarked on a legal battle to reclaim Amaka'S daughter. It was a long and arduous journey, filled with legal hurdles and emotional turmoil. But with her husband's unwavering support, Amaka finally succeeded in bringing her daughter home. The reunion was a bittersweet moment, filled with tears of joy and sorrow. Amaka held her daughter tightly, making a silent promise to never let her go again. And as she looked into her daughter's eyes, she knew that their love would conquer all obstacles. no matter how daunting they may seem.